Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is the girl with blue eyeshadow, also known as Liz. I mixed that up today. Well, whatever. For today's video, we're going to be talking about base products, or, you know, everything not including foundation. So concealer, primer, blush, bronzer, highlighter, stuff like that. If that sounds interesting to you, just keep on watching. Also, happy Vlogmas. We're in the middle of Vlogmas, at least while I'm filming. So, yay! Okay, so the idea for this video kind of came with my eyeshadow base, or what did I say? What did I call it? My favorite eye makeup products. I guess that's what I called it. Stuff that I use on my eyes that isn't necessarily eyeshadow, because I felt I was very eyeshadow heavy, and eyeshadow is what I have the most in my collection. Right next to that would be foundation. So I thought this would be a fun video to talk everything about the base, you know? So for this video, we're going to be going through my base products pretty much, but not including foundation because I feel like I talk so much about foundation. There might be a foundation video coming up. I can't remember what I put on the schedule, but we're gonna talk about my base products. Okay. The first thing we will talk about, we'll go in order of how I feel like you typically do makeup. Maybe not, again, not the correct way, but maybe the most typical way, which is primer. The question, prime or not to prime? That is the question, because some people are very anti-primer and say you can just achieve what you can get with a moisturizer and sunscreen, and I do agree with that to a certain extent. You can get a moisturized base if you're looking for a moisturizing primer. You can do that probably with a moisturizing sunscreen or just a regular moisturizer. However, I do understand that some of us don't always, like, maybe you didn't do your makeup right after you did your skincare, so your skincare's been sitting, so, you know, you're not like dry, you're not oily, but you want a little boost of something. Maybe you want to be a little more, you know, moisturized. Maybe you need to be a little toned down, and because of that, I feel like primer does serve its purpose. Do I think you need to pay a lot of money for a primer? Nah, I think you could probably, at this point, find something at the drugstore, but I thought I would talk about the primers I have in my collection. So hold on, what is this other one? This is the Becca Backlit priming filter. I don't know if you can still get this because Becca is a rest in peace, muerto. But the claim I believe with this one was that it has kind of a shimmery base, but it's not a highlighter, I would say, but it's supposed to provide a glow. I think this is a fine primer. I think I prefer the purple one that was more supposed to cancel out redness and give you like a moisturized look. I think I like that one better because it just made me feel a little more moisturized. This is fine. I think when it comes to glow, you're most likely better with something that's just more moisturizing than something that has glow in it. That's just my opinion. I do know, like, the Glow Lust by Auric Beauty by Samantha Ravindal. You know, if that's something you're trying to achieve, you could probably get one of those and do that as well. It just kind of depends on what you're kind of into. If I'm looking for something more if it's a day I'm doing my makeup and I want more moisture, I would go in with the Dew Primer by the Jelly Pop, from the Jelly Pop line by e.l.f. I feel like this provides a good sticky base. I don't know if I've noticed anything with the longevity of my makeup. I don't mind this being on. Like, I don't have any reaction. It does have a very scented watermelon-y. It's scented like watermelon, or fake watermelon, you know what I'm saying. So if I'm doing that, I will go for this. If I'm feeling oily, which I haven't in a while, I will go into this normal to oily Bite Beauty primer that I just kind of got with a trio buy, like a set that you could buy on Bite Beauty. Not that impressed by this. I feel like I've tried better at the drugstore when it comes to blurring pores. I feel like you could also do the same with like a powder to blur pores. I can't remember, what was the one? I feel like I've heard things about the e.l.f. The one in the canvas. No, the putty. I've tried the e.l.f. one in the pink bottle. That one's okay, again. I'm just, you know, I'm very like blasé about primer. I understand it, but sometimes you need an extra boost. And when that happens, you know, you can pick up something. I feel like there's no need to be anti-primer. next up, we will talk about concealer because we are skipping foundation. So for concealers, I have found that my favorite concealers are the Kosas, what is this called? The Revealer Concealer, and this Tarte Hydro Sealer. I've also been a big fan of the Nars Potted Concealer. Don't have that right now because it's packed away somewhere. I really love this Kosas one. It's like medium to full. I would say medium coverage. And it's like, I wouldn't say dewy, but I wouldn't say it's matte. It just looks really good on the skin. Very skin-like. Sets really well. This one's a lot lighter coverage, I would say. If you're looking for something more full coverage, you'll probably like this one more. This is very nice for like if you aren't going to do your makeup. I kind of like this one. For the potted concealers I do have a Revolution Beauty one, which I'm not a huge fan of. I was going to talk about that. We won't ignore her. For the potted concealer one, I do think that looks nice under my eyes and on blemishes. I think it works a little bit better on blemishes. However, I will note I've never found something that completely 100% hides a pimple. I feel like I can always, it's doing something that it's like, nah, we're going to remove this makeup of itself. But when it comes to concealer, I try to do the method of something more my skin tone right here in my eye, and then something lighter right out here. I think I heard this technique by Robert Welsh. It kind of gives the eyes a more lifted effect, and I quite like that effect. However, I'm not a big fan of my concealer being super bright, that it looks funky. I like it to gel well with the rest of my skin and other products. So ideally, I would, now that I'm looking at it, would probably maybe bring my blush up a little bit, because I kind of like it when it all just melds together, when it's all together, you know? So that was what I would do with concealer. Oh, I only really put concealer under my eyes, and if there's like maybe another area that needs a cover up, sometimes I'll put it on my chin. I feel like my chin got rubbed off. I ate some food, sorry about that. And maybe my forehead, but otherwise I don't do much highlighting, in my opinion. I just don't find that too super necessary. Unless I'm going somewhere, you know, it's one of those things. For blush, for cream blush, I have an e.l.f. one, but I don't know where it is at the moment, sorry. This M Cosmetics one has been really, I've been really liking this. I heard a technique, I think by Makeup by Mario, of putting the product on the brush first. So you would tap, 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 and then go in. And if you do that right after foundation application, it looks more skin-like. And I really do am liking that. I don't know if you can tell right now because of the lighting, but I've been really liking this bronzer. This is very expensive, so I'm not sure if I would 100% recommend it. Rare Beauty just announced that they're coming out with a bronzer, and I really, really want it, but I already have too much. But I really, really want it. Okay, this is another cream bronzer. I have the e.l.f. one in that piece of the collab palette, but it's fallen somewhere. I don't know where it is. Don't love that one because I think it's a little too orangey. This is a little more cooler tone, but still bronzy, you know? Another bronzer I have is Shady Biz by Rihanna in a mini. I like that one. Would I buy the full size? No. The Physicians Formula one was an old one that I had that I have now I finished. Also very good. Face palette wise, I'm trying to remember my face palette. I have a Midas bronzer. Also really like that one's pretty matte. And then this Hourglass one, here I can show you this one. I really like this kind of shimmery. I tend to gravitate to a more shimmery bronzer or something that's more satin than matte, but I do like a matte every once in a while. That is it on bronzers. I'm not going to show, blush is next, but I'm not going to talk about every blush because I have too many blushes. I will say that my favorite blush, as you all know, is my Rare Beauty blush, which I don't know where the other one went right now. Oh, here's one of them. This is Joy. I usually use Happy, but again, it is packed away right now. Big fan of this. I like that it has a doe foot. Or I like the applicator. I don't know if this is a doe foot exactly. You get a lot of product and you only need a little bit. Yes. For blush, Rare Beauty blush again is one of my favorites. I do like these Glossier ones. I know people don't like it because how you have to apply it, and I do agree. I wish there was like some sort of applicator. However, my little hack is squeezing it a little bit, just enough so you can see the product, and then stamping it on. That is not actually very hygienic, but it does the job. And I feel like you get a little product and you're able to blend out first and then add more if you need to. Usually you don't, because you only need like a little bit. Another bronzer, no, blush, I mean. What's this other blush I was gonna mention? What was the other blush I was gonna mention? It was a creamish kind of one. I forgot it. Here it is. Another one is this e.l.f. formula. This is like a palette I have torn apart. These e.l.f. blushes in the like Hydro Putty formula. I don't know the exact name of it. It's in like this kind of packaging. Sometimes it's different. These are blushes from Bronze Pink Beige and Bronze Peach. Both of these are like cream to powder formulas that I really enjoy. Another formula, or just like a regular powder formula. I feel like with some of the ColourPop blushes, they're a little hit and miss. I think Saving the World by this Powerpuff Girl one is better than maybe these two. This one is from the Dark Blooms palette, Night Bloom. I got it because from some recommendation, Makeup Just for Fun, I think. So this was like a unique cool tone color, and I agree with that, but I find that you really have to like build it to get something to show. This one, less building, but again, not the most unique in my collection. It's just a neutral pink. But those are my ColourPop blushes. Another powdered blush. Well, I mentioned one more blush because, well, you know, we'll mention the other two, I guess. This is the Cover FX one. I don't know when this video is coming, when that video is coming up, but I have an overhyped makeup video, and this is on it. I think this is fine. I don't think you should pay full price for this. This is in Warm Honey. Again, it's fine. It looks okay. Maybe I'm just a cream blush girl all the way, but I'm never that impressed by this. With that formula in particular. I do like the formula of this Mcgrath palette. I'm currently using this shade and that Vogue ColourPop shade, this one right here. And I think there's another blush somewhere. I don't know what else is on me. I really do like this formula. The highlighter in here is really nice because I like that it picks up on a brush really well. Because I find some highlighters don't pick up well on brushes. Excuse me. So those are my little highlighters, or my blushes. For highlighters, my true love is another Becca in Moonstone in this container that was discontinued before they even went out of business, so I couldn't even buy backups. But you do get a lot of product with this, but it is Moonstone. It's what I usually usually use if I'm using a cream, or a liquid, I mean. I guess that's a liquid. For cream, sometimes when I'm feeling lazy, because you know, with that, you gotta take it out, you gotta put it on your hand. I used to have something with like a little applicator, but it was getting kind of dirty, so I got rid of it. It's too musty. I will use this highlighter. Oh, I guess this is a blush. This is a blush duo by Kosas in Tropic Equinox. Kind of like this because you can kind of use it as a bronzer. But I do like the cream, I don't think it has a night, highlighter when I'm just kind of feeling lazy and I just want to put like a little highlighter. I'm not been big into highlighter, but I just thought I should mention that. I've also been trying to pan Hustla Baby by Fenty Beauty in this mini. It's taken a while. Like the shade, but again, I'm not a big highlighter girl. I think that's it for highlighters other than like in face palettes. I usually look for something that's like blends in with the skin. You know, I'm not really into a blinding highlight. Sometimes I don't even do highlight at all. Sometimes I'll just do bronzer and blush. Sometimes it's just blush. Depends on my mood. You know, silly, goofy mood. No, not last. No, not last. We have powders. Now, I do have the Maybelline Fit Me powder. However, I haven't used this in a while. I think this is a fine powder, but using loose powder, I feel like it's everywhere. So I've been turning to my pressed powder. So I have the number 7, what is this called? Lift and Illuminate Triple Action. This Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof. And then this Bite Beauty Light 2 Changemaker. I think my favorite out of all of them is this one. You can kind of see the dent in it. I don't find that this does much blurring or lifting really, but I do think it sets my makeup really well and makes it look good. This isn't a shade brighter than I probably should have gotten. I thought this one was maybe too dark, but I think it's actually fine. So this is in light, but maybe I should have got light medium. This is fine. This is supposed to be a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury, and if it is, I don't think I need the Charlotte Tilbury one. I think it's a good, decent powder, but it's okay. I got this because it was supposed to, someone mentioned it, Mariah Leonard mentioned it. It was great for the summer because it will keep your makeup on. And I do think that it's not my favorite powder. I do think the Bite One is a little bit better. I haven't been able to test longevity in a while, so I'm not 100% sure how it does longevity-wise. But I do like it just because it's nice to have just in case something goes wrong with your makeup, then you can just set it real fast. And this does a good job with it. I would get it on sale again if I saw it. And I finished this one and my other powders. You know, it's one of those things. Last but not least at all, is the Catrice Prime and Prime. This is my favorite finishing, setting, spray, whatever you want to call it, ever. I think I would call it a finishing spray because I don't think it does much for the longevity of your makeup, but I do like how it kind of melts everything together. That's usually what I look for in this type of thing. I like the spray. I like the formula. I'm sad that Ulta is discontinuing Catrice and I have to go order this online now, but I'm a big fan. Maybe I should stock up on this, but again, big fan of this. Okay, I feel like this video has gone a little long, so I was going to talk about brushes, but I don't think I will. But I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite base product is or something. Happy Vlogmas. Again, thanks for watching. Keep on watching for Vlogmas because I'm posting every single day and hopefully in December. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.